Greg Searle 2012 and at Mark Crossy, as we move now to the start list of the final A of the lightweight men's single sculls, and all eyes will be on lane 2, New Zealand, Matt Dunham up against Paul O'Donovan from Ireland. It could be another Irish victory.
Well, what a race series these men have had. The 30-year-old Lars Wishart, 3 races to get to here. The Wood Club Alemannia from Hamburg. Next to him, Matty Dunham, 23 years of age, the Kiwi from Waikato. There's Chris Bruin, the Norwegian, bronze medal in the lightweight men's double sculls in Rio. Here in the single, 29 years of age, the favourite for this race, and I wonder if he knows what his Irish pair from Skibbereen, the rowing club there in the west of Ireland, have done. Paul O'Donovan, 23, Michael Schmidt, the Swiss, showed sensational form here, 29 years of age, and then the youngster out on lane 6, the Brazilian Uncas Batista, just 20 years of age.
And they're away in the lightweight men's single sculls, and Matty Dunham, his bow ball is punched out in lane 2 for New Zealand. And we know anything can happen in these small boats particularly.
Well, it's been a punishing schedule, as we've said, for these men racing in the lightweight single scull. One of the biggest entries here. They've had to race 3 times already. This is their 4th race in 5 days for most of these guys, and they have to sweat down and get down to weight. So we know anything could happen. It's an endurance battle, and all the boats really have got away quite nicely. Sarah, Matt Dunham in the New Zealand boat, the only one who's really not quite with the pace.
Yeah, sitting back with the Brazilian sculler in lane 6, but it is the Swiss sculler on screen here. Michael Schmidt in lane 5.
He likes to lead, does Michael Schmidt. He led his semi-final, led Paul O'Donovan through the 500, through the 1,000 and through the 1,500 metre mark. So he does like to go out early, but it's all going to be about endurance as we ride with Lars Wishart, coached by Tim Schonberg, who runs the lightweight men's and women's single scullers for the German team. Sort of in second place just about, but Chris Bruin, the Norwegian, they're in second. And
a really interesting comparison of styles here. Paul O'Donovan in the middle of the course in lane 4, very back-ended with his body swing. We saw it and commented on it in the semi-final as well. So aggressive in the second half of the stroke. He looks quite different to a number of the other scullers around him.
Yeah, we see the Swiss sculler here really just getting onto his feet. His feet are low in the boat, and he rocks his body over and he gets right on top of it. So like you say, the Swiss sculler, we can see there his body just comes up to vertical and then leans right forward, compared to the Irish sculler on the far side of him with his feet much higher in the boat and that much more leaning back style through that 500.
Quick through the 500 metres, Chris Bruin takes the lead, and there we're riding with Paul O'Donovan. Meant to race here in the lightweight men's double scull with his brother Gary, but Gary got a virus after the Lucerne meet, so Paul O'Donovan came here in the lightweight men's single scull, an event in which he is currently the reigning world champion. Saw him win in Rotterdam in tremendous style just 1 year ago back there in Holland, and he is the favourite for this title and moving nicely at this stage of the race.
Yeah, you're talking there about Paul O'Donovan in the boat number 4. He had to hold his nerve in the semi-final yesterday and just be in the pack and then come through later. I expect he might have to do the same thing again there as we look at Michael Schmidt, the Swiss sculler. Chris Bruin,
yeah,
Norway, still right in the middle of this race.
Yeah,
and it's just, I think anything could happen here.
Greg, the Norwegians have been on a roll. We've seen Kekelborsch and Olaf Tufte. We saw the Norwegian quad yesterday. They're run by Lars Johan Flodin, and you know, who's to say that magic won't rub off on Chris Bruin and get a medal out of this event?
But look at these 4 boats now pulling to level. They're at the 850 metre mark. They're coming into the 1,000. 4 boats side by side, and it is the Swiss sculler that looks like he's just getting slightly dropped here as the Irish sculler Paul O'Donovan, the Olympic silver medalist from the men's double sculls, moving into the lead.
Mickey Schmidt there, you can see it on his face. He's just trying to stay calm, trying to stay collected as this big move is coming in from Paul O'Donovan now. Good time to do it, just coming into the 1,000.
I'm just going to say, you know, question, guys, is lane 2, Matthew Dunham, the Kiwi, out of it yet, coming into the 3rd quarter? I mean, he's off the back, 5th, but he's not entirely out of contact.
Let's remember the semi-finals we watched yesterday where we had 2 scullers rode to a standstill when it came to the final sprint. So I still think there's a lot of fatigue and a lot of muscles out here, and I still think anything could happen.
So Paul O'Donovan at the rather stately rate of striking compared to certainly the Irish men's pair that we saw in the previous race. Paul O'Donovan around about 38 strokes a minute. That's probably some 5 or 6 strokes a minute lower than the Irish men's pair, but still pretty high for this sort of event.
Still very tight for the medals across the field here. It is the Irish sculler, 37 strokes per minute. Paul O'Donovan currently in the lead, just ahead of the Swiss sculler, Michael Schmidt.
He made that move coming into the 1,000. He's now looking to keep it going, coming out. This is the time to really hurt the rest of the opposition. Mickey Schmidt beside him, trying to go with him, keeping that overlap, and now looking to try and go back as Paul O'Donovan comes off that push.
I think Mickey Schmidt sculled a great race. I mean, he's really kept in there, first quarter lead, but through the middle 1,000, he's still there, still in contact, and ahead of Chris Bruin. Lars Wishart dropping off the pace. Matty Dunham yet to find something, but all these scullers will know that the race could yet unfold in the final 200 metres.
And I think what we can't quite see on the screen is the New Zealand sculler just starting to go for it now. It looks like he's taken his rate up. He knows that this is do or die. If he wants to get himself into the medals, it has to happen now, because he's quickly running out of room as it looks like they're approaching the 500 metre to go mark.
Well, I've never seen Paul O'Donovan run out of gas in the last part of a race. I don't expect to see him do so now for all Michael Schmidt's heroics, the Swiss sculler coached by Robin Dale and Bill Lucas, the 2 Brits who work over there in central Switzerland on Lake Zarnen. I don't think Schmidt has got anything more but to hang on for that silver medal. Chris Bruin, that's his boat, the Norwegian. You can see in lane 3, the 29-year-old is still hanging in there. And look at Matty Dunham, wow, up at 40 strokes a minute.
Well, you called it, Sarah. He was going to have to make a big move. He's trying to make that big move, but we're into about 350 metres to go. It's about a minute. It's going to be 40 strokes. See how much he can fight back to try and get into the medals, but I don't think he's going to be catching Paul O'Donovan at the front of the field.
Well, since they won that Olympic silver medal, the O'Donovan brothers have been the biggest celebrities in the sport of rowing, and they, well, half of them, Paul O'Donovan out in front. Chris Bruin struggling. He's coming back on Michael Schmidt. Matty Dunham too.
Here comes Matty Dunham, 250 to go. He can see that there is a medal to take, and he is eating away this lead held by the Swiss and the Norwegian scullers. It looks like he's going to get himself up into the medals.
So let's just remind ourselves, it's Paul O'Donovan out in front. We're looking at the race for silver and bronze medals. Matthew Dunham at the top of your picture, the Kiwi. He's coming back on the Norwegian, who is in second place. Chris Bruin and Michael Schmidt, who led this race. He's out of it. He's desperately trying. He's looking across. He's gone back into fourth. Matty Dunham is now taking silver medal position behind Paul O'Donovan, who's just 10 strokes for the line. The Kiwi, he is in form, he is flying, the man from Waikato in North Island, New Zealand, coached by Calvin Ferguson. He is just driving, sensational finish. Paul O'Donovan, he is clear. What a performance from him. And Matty Dunham, will he take the silver medal? He does. Sarah Cook was right. Just look at the New Zealand charge. He takes silver ahead of Chris Bruin, the Norwegian. That has probably been, for my money, the most exciting event of this championships, and it delivered again today. Consistently through the quarter-final, through the semi-final, through the final, we have had incredible racing. There he is, silver medalist. Look at the smile on his face.
They have had to put together an incredible series of races, like you say, Martin, to finally end up with these 3 on the rostrum. And what a great sprint finish Matty Dunham had to put in there to get to that silver medal.
I don't know how you pick a fastest race of the championship so far, Martin. The Hungarian pair in the men's Cox pair, the Irish in the lightweight men's pair taking it up for a sprint for home, basically from 250 metres into the race, and now Paul O'Donovan in the lightweight men's single sculls, and that sprint from Matty Dunham to take the silver. I mean, what A-finals we've had so far, incredible.
Yeah, and it's not quick conditions, there's not a tailwind, but look at that time, 6:48, it's just 5 seconds off the world best time set by the Italian Marcello.